Hey guys, what's up? Metro's back, and today this is gonna be, well, it's gonna be interesting. This is Shadowmoon Burial Ground. Okay, we're taking a look at this instance. Unfortunately, the look that we're gonna have at it is very not like it's. This dungeon is, it's very overtuned. Okay, let's put it that way. The scaling they're trying to implement for level 100. This is in fact a level, a level 100 dungeon. Okay. A normal level 100 max level dungeon, and this is really fucking hard. It's pretty obvious to me that there's a lot of factors as you see me kite this entire pack essentially, because I literally cannot take the damage. It's just impossible. So there's a lot of factors into why I have to do this. One of them is likely because the scaling is just not working properly. I'm getting a mixture of reports that people are doing the same damage they are doing outside as inside. That is not the case for everyone, and it is not the case all the time. In fact, we did this twice. Right now we're doing it with 4 people. I tried again today, the day I'm recording this audio at least, with 5 people, and it went much smoother. But the Warlock said that with at least some degree of certainty, his damaging abilities were doing more today than they were yesterday. So I don't know if this is the scaling or what, but another issue on top of the scaling, obviously, is gear. This is greens. There's no gems, no enchants, nothing. Of course, gems are much more limited now in Warlords of Draenor expansion, but obviously enchants, stuff like that. Just getting the character prepared is much better off. Everything is scaled to eye level 600 as well, so that's pretty low if you think about it. I'm 585 now. I'd hope to Christ I'm higher than 600 when I hit 100. But if not, then we can jump right in here and probably get this done. Because once the scaling gets sorted, it's not going to be so bad. But anyway, that first pack just had a caster. This pack, and this guy at least, you're going to see us meticulously interrupt. And when we don't, we pay the price for sure. Essentially, this dungeon has 2 different types of trash packs in the first, at least, segue up to the boss. This guy is a void man, a man of void, right? And he needs to be interrupted. If it's about to get off, I think you'll see the percentage damage we take there on the right. You'll see the bars. It's absolutely insane. Here it is, yeah. So that's pretty nuts. That's not, I don't know about all that, but you know, honestly, I'm more interested in talking about the fact that this is a true challenge. Whether or not it's bugged, whether or not it's overscaled, whether or not anything is irrelevant. You're going to see why. All right, watch this. So this is a pack with 3 spirits. It's the same pack as the first one. It's basically everything we fought so far put together. I'm just going to try to get all this and watch what happens. 2 skeletons, a caster, and a void man, a man of void. Whatever the hell they're called. I don't know. I'm not a freaking genius, but there you go. So we quickly get overwhelmed. The damage is just way too much. The fact that the caster puts out a debuff, the skeletons do a lot of melee damage, and this guy needs to be interrupted every single time, which is pretty much every other global across 5 people. This is pretty hectic. You see me just trying to kite for my life here, and that's pretty much what I did the entire dungeon. There's pretty much no way I could face tank any of these pulls. There's a lot of pulls like this. Unfortunately, you can skip them all. That's another huge complaint I have with the dungeon. Everything is skippable. So here we try. We realize that the Void Man actually does not spawn. He spawns periodically. It's as if the sorcerer is casting, you know, a ritual to bring him out. So we're smart. Look at how smart we are. We're doing super fruity, crazy swag damage to these guys right now. We mind control. Well, we control undeaded. Undeaded one. Oh, and the void spawn. Yep. Okay. So I don't know if that's beta. I assume on the working version, once you pull the boss, she's not obviously just going to be able to continually summon him. So once you pull, not the boss, once you pull this pack, if the void lord, whatever the hell the guy's name is, I don't know. If that man's not there, then he's not going to be there, and you can continue. But as you see here, once again, a wipe. So next clip you're going to see. Here we go. Watch this next clip. Next clip right there. Look at this. So we decided to implement this strategy. We are waiting for the Void Man to go away. We've already killed one of the defiled spirits thanks to mind control of the undead, whatever, undead control. And now I'm cutting it back up here. We're going to use very large damaging abilities to reduce this mob's health near 0. Actually, not even close to 0, probably about 40%. And then I'm going to execute it with one ability. That's how overpowered monk tanks are right now. It's pretty crazy. But you'll see that as well. Now, the reason the one thing that's really redeemable out of this waste, pretty much 16 minutes waste of your life video, is that this dungeon has the potential to be amazing. Okay, the fact that it offers a challenge, and like I said, it could be completely messed up, but I'm gonna say that if this is if this is kind of the difficulty we expect, like, it's not, obviously we're not gonna wipe to the second boss 150 times, but if this is the difficulty we expect, then I am expecting heroics to actually be a lot of fun. One thing that I was certainly disappointed with was mob heroics just not ever offering a challenge, even in the very beginning. Hopefully this time that will not be the case. Now, we kill once again another Void Man. He's just going to try to cast, and you see him get off there a few times, but yeah, it's really not so bad, the trash, when you handle him this slowly. Now here is a large AoE pack of small spiders. Pretty much just, you know, AoE them down. There's no mechanics. But what you're going to see here is us skip pretty much the rest of the dungeon. Has huge repercussions for challenge mode. I don't like this at all. The fact that we can just jump down this hole and skip one half of the dungeon. See all that trash there? All that trash there? We can skip that by jumping down here. First, I don't know why you would want that in a dungeon, but that's going to make the challenge mode either ridiculously quick, or the mob count is going to really inflate it, and it's going to force groups to do them two completely different ways. So we'll see. Obviously challenge mode is a long way away. We haven't even tested the heroic, let alone a working normal version. But at this point, you just you're going to see something pretty funny here. A great example of why skipping mobs is stupid. Our Death Knight, extremely good player, forgot to dismiss his pet, and the pet pulled everything. So at this point, watch this. I realized that you can actually jump over this wall and skip even more stuff. So you could literally skip we pulled 2 packs of trash, minus the small AoE. You know what I mean? It's just silly. Doesn't even make sense. So the fact that you can skip everything is not favorable. I do not like that at all. Now the next thing to show off and kind of talk about here is the boss. Once this trash clears me up, we'll be at the boss and ready to have our first pull. I'll explain to you a bit about the mechanics quickly. There's essentially only 2 real mechanics, but the fight is very, very convoluted. You'll see those purple rings. This is what I'm talking about. Those runes do not need to be a part of this fight, especially on normal. It's really a trivial, convoluted mechanic. I'm trying to show the dungeon journal, but if you can't read it, the only thing you need to know is that there is an ad that spawns. She makes an ad spawn, and if the ad reaches the boss, it will increase her health by 20%. It will heal her. It doesn't increase her total health, but it increases her current health by 20%, and then it will increase the damage she does by 20% as well. I'm not sure if that's always or for fixed time, but the other mechanic is these knives that come down and this like moon. You're gonna see it. It's a very visually appealing fight, but unfortunately on the beta or whatever this is, the alpha, I don't know, the gamma, it's a mess. It's so difficult to survive. Healer mana seems to be completely messed up. That, you know, those things there are the knives that come down, whatever they are. And there's the ad. You'll see the giant purple line. I'm assuming that our DPS is going to be alright here, so I just kind of start slowing it a bit. It cannot be stunned, knocked back, or rooted currently. It can only be slowed, which is retarded. It's the same mechanic as in slag mines, a video I already made. And you would see how useful a root is. I mean, that boss mechanic, the whole room, you know what I mean? You have the whole room. Here it's a very small platform. The other mechanic you're going to see here shortly is this. You see this eclipse? As this planet, this moon passes over, these things light up. You need to stand in them. I'm a bit late getting to it, as this is our first try. Nobody actually knew what to do there. And when we do figure it out, it's pretty straightforward. So here's another attempt just to show off the fight. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's really just it's just doing too much damage. The ad has too much health, and we don't do enough damage. So obviously formatting it, but like I said, we try it with 5. I didn't record it. It wasn't worth it. And we still really struggle to kill the ad, and I don't know, it's just a complete mess. But once again, I'm staying strong, saying that this is going to be the challenge that heroics progress through. And when you're actually having difficult challenges in heroic, challenge modes are much more fun. So there you go, you see me getting that, and that's pretty much it. Once again, of course we do wipe here, but that's it. This is the whole dungeon. I can't show you anything else progression wise.
Why the fuck? Why would they do this? Why? It's obviously, but I can't regen anything, but it's not going up.
I'm rolling constantly. What's going on? You see?
Yeah, the servers are fucking.
I'm just rolling constantly. This is fucking hilarious looking. I'm just rolling around like a fucking bowling ball.
You see it on a rune.
Oh my god, that's great.
On our screen. You're laying there like a fucking corpse.
I'm not surprised.
I promise you, you are not rolling.
I know. This is definitely going.
You know what he is? He's rolling in his grave.
Bonus time. I don't have any actual progression as we just could not kill that boss. But what I do have is far sight over the door. Now there is a door stopping you from completing the rest of the dungeon if you have not successfully defeated the encounter that we were just showing. It really is a challenge, but we're going to look at the rest of the dungeon anyway. It appears here that there's some orcs using Jedi mind tricks to manipulate these ghosts, which is pretty scary. In here is the next boss. This next boss is going to do nothing because I'm a Farsight and not actually a player. He does look cool, but it says temp model, so I assume that means the next model is going to be shit. If the Karabor thing is any indication, they're going to replace that good model with a copy pasta horde base model likely. That's probably going to happen. But anyway, this room is pretty small. It doesn't look like there's a lot of trash. In fact, there's only the 2 trash packs leading up to them, so you can easily fly through this area, unless, of course, this is difficult. More orcs using chain lightning or Jedi mind tricks on ghosts. And then we come into this next area here. There are 2 more remaining bosses other than the ones I showed. Here there's a bunch of spiders. I mean, just take it all in, all right? Don't listen to me. Take a look at what's on the screen, because it is a really picturesque, gorgeous dungeon, and it's underground. It's really, really cool. I love it. I absolutely love it. There's magma. That's a temp model as well, not intended by any stretch of the imagination, but when you take a look around, it really does give the imagination room to grow, because it's cool. It's amazing. The particle effects we have seen in Warlords of Draenor so far are really breathtaking, and you know, just everything else is just a step up in quality, if I do say so myself. I'm just gonna, for the rest of this video, pretty much take a look around. I'll try to walk you through what I'm thinking. Basically, at this point, I'm trying to find the exit, the next area. I think I figured it out here, but it does not look like at face value that Spider Cave is useless. It feels that way, useless, but it's not. I do figure out its use in a bit. So now I'm just trying to, once again, extrapolate on the idea that there must be a way out of here. Ultimately, I find out that there is a way out of here, but we cannot foresight through it, as a bridge either comes down or manifests. See that bridge right in front of me? That comes across, but you can't get over there because of the wall. And even when I try to go to the side of it, look what happens. You just can't. There's nothing there. Inside that tower or temple or whatever it is, it's just empty. You'll see that as well. I'd imagine this is the way to go. There is one more final boss, but it doesn't appear anyone's actually made it this far. At least on the beta feedback thread, I have not noticed anyone doing so. It doesn't mean some godlike players haven't made it, but regardless, just take in the visuals. I think that is probably the coolest part of this dungeon. I really, really do like it. It's really gorgeous. Like, for the first dungeon was pretty cool. This is the second one we are testing. Of course, it's a max level dungeon, so I guess you expect a bit more, but I love it. I can't get over it. I cannot wait until these are fully functioning, because once you're able to queue for these, as if you haven't surmised, you cannot currently, I am just going to spend so much time in here on the alpha, the beta, whatever, the gamma now. I'm going to just do healing. I'm going to tank them. I might even do DPS as a hunter. I'm going to be pew, 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 gonna shoot him with the bow. It's gonna be nuts. I can't wait to do it. But it's just not ready. Unfortunately, the fact that they disabled the queue should have been our hint, but I don't know. I guess there is yet to be a hindrance on my mind. When I see dungeons, I want to try them. So here we go. I kind of figured things out from here. I realized that the path that we're exploring currently is what connected to the previous boss, the one with the other temp model. Up here, there's the spiders. It looks like there's one elite, and then a small pack of the other, the small AoE spiders that we've dealt with already. This path comes from the other room, and we're going to follow it down into this room. You'll see that just briefly. Just going to take a quick jaunt. Looks like more spiders, a medium spider, a few small ones, a bunch of dead. There's skeletons with an arrow in its head. That's pretty scary. I honestly am very scared right now. I'm just joking. I'm not very scared. In this room, there's going to be more spiders. Looks like a few big ones, a few small ones, 2 packs of large ones. They're pretty shit. The model's pretty garbage. But if they keep that model in, I'm probably going to unsubscribe from the video game. I'm just joking. I won't do that. But yeah, taking a look up now as well. We're just going to conclude the video with kind of a wrap up. I really like the concept of challenging 5-mans, okay? Enough said. If they're challenging, I will like them. They are not challenging right now. They are actually impossible. This one, anyway. The first one was not. It was very doable. But I don't know if it's the scaling to 100 or whatever, but this was near impossible. And then we take a look at the skylight or whatever, the roof in the second boss's room. It's very, very nice looking. So if you guys have any questions, leave them. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the dungeon.